What's going on, YouTube Nights? Welcome to Lords of Longbox presents the Cover Price Comic Book Shakers of the Week. If you only knew what we were talking about backstage, you would just you'd be like, what the hell is going on? But you know, hey, you gotta have fun with it, right? So
we should record that green room and then sell it to membership because people would.
That is a brilliant idea, JB. You could hear the behind the scenes. That's where all the good
stuff. Before takes and after takes.
These people are twisted. They're twisted, sick people.
All right, just stop it, you freakazoids. All right. All right, as you guys are congregating, it's Freestyle Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday.
Today's Thursday. Yep. My God, my day of work is so crazy. It's like, all right, let's get right to it, man.
It's a mad world. 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 Baby, talk. Baby, talk. Baby, talk. Baby, talk.
Wow, that was a really salty mix.
Here we go. Starting with the salt.
We can't use salt again. There needs to be a different pun this
time. Or some sugar on me.
Yeah, we have to do a different pun. Once again, this is the Cover Price Comic Book Shakers of the Week, where we look at the most interesting sales or biggest sales on the market, commonly known as the over list. But I think you may put an over under of 3.5 or 4.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
But there are some really obscure ones. So also our lovely sponsor, Bird City Comics. Use this code LOTLB to get 15% off anything in the Bird City Comics store. I know we haven't been shipping lately, but
I have been. I shipped one yesterday.
Okay.
One of our openers.
Here,
I've been good.
This is what I got from Bird City for Bird City giveaways. Okay.
Oh my goodness. What you got going on? That's a lot of days right there.
In tonight's live chat, I'm gonna give this away too. I thought I didn't have it, so I was Scott Pokachek. I'm sorry, I butchered your name, but AOK'd me this, so I'm gonna pay it forward. It's Mandarin Spawn. I had one already, so maybe in the live chat we're gonna do a giveaway. Pay it forward, man. That's what I say. You know what I mean?
I like those Todd McFarlane characters.
Oh, they're dope.
They're dope. They do.
Yeah. I have Ninja Spawns, Mandarin Spawn. I'm looking for what's that? God, Samurai Spawn, I think it was. Or yeah, there's quite a few. I mean, so McFarlane has his acolytes, and they can be salty at times. Bam!
Bam! Speaking of alkalites,
Lord.
All right, let's get right to it, boys and girls. What is the first shaker of this week?
All right, let's kick it off. So we have the 3D Zone number 16. I'm really curious if anybody in the chat has this one. It's from 1989. Another artist that has become synonymous with amazing cover art is the icon Dave Stevens. Stevens' body of work and art style influenced a generation of talent. Think artists like Adam Hughes, Terry Dobson, Ryan Sook, and others. They all credit Stevens as a major influence of their work. Stevens has many covers that have gone on to be very sought after in the comic collecting community, such as his iconic Space Vixens cover. Another cover by Stevens that has been slowly climbing in price for years now is 3D Zone number 16, also commonly referred to as Space Vixens. This cover is creeping up to $200 raw for a near mint. And this week we saw an all-time high sale of $1,560 for a CGC 9.8. As many collectors are priced out of some of his great covers, expect many other covers by Dave Stevens to see interest in the future. Does anybody own this?
$200 raw.
Wow. Comic Book Crackhead claims to have this. Comic Book Crackhead, we do want proof of life on Instagram, social media. Please tag LOTLB and Laura at Bird City Comics. I love Dave Stevens covers.
Documentary was
simple.
A documentary was
awesome.
Invoked, so that means take a shot. I mean, I didn't invoke it, but somebody else did. But now that I need to go see it, that I seen it. I have a Dave Stevens 3D comic. I believe it's Rocketeer that he did.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was like at a swap meet, and this guy was like this and that, and I looked at the cover. I go, oh man, that's Dave Stevens. Let me get that, and I got it for a really good price. So I have to find it. I have to
Rocketeer. That's a good one. Yeah, he just did the Rocketeer series, and he killed it. It's a perfect combination of artists and
Laura,
titles.
did you see the movie yet?
I absolutely believe this.
That's your homework. I told you to see it. It's a great film.
Laura, you've never seen the Rocketeer?
Well, I believe. I believe Chloe's comics.
I believe Chloe's got it.
Yeah,
it's really great. Almost a sort of a what do they call it? Steampunk sort of vibe to it, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. It takes place in the 30s, right before World War II. Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, just not the entire thing.
No, it's great. And Jennifer Connelly just smoking hot in that movie.
That's what I hear.
Connelly, ladies and gentlemen, coming up live is Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, that movie when she was in Target riding that mechanical little horse. You ever seen that movie where they're trapped inside a
Career Opportunities?
Wow,
man, Marty, you are amazing. Dropping that knowledge.
Dropping that knowledge.
We just got it, man. All right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
3D Zone issue number 16, Dave Stevens from January 1st, 1989. That's $1,560 for a CGC 9.8. I think there's a chance for people to get on the board. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. At number 2, we've got Before Watchmen, dollar bill issue number 1, the Darwin Cook cover. Now, in 2013, DC made the controversial decision to release prequel comics from Moore's Watchmen. These stories followed characters from the universe of Watchmen that occurred before the original graphic novel story. While the original author may have completely disowned his landmark work, Moore did voice his objection to the prequel comics. This issue was a one-shot with a variant cover by Eisner and Harvey award-winning artist Darwin Cook. There are not many recorded sales of this particular comic on record. However, a recent raw comic sold for $90 on August 30th. One of the factors that likely contributed to this high sale is the unfortunate passing of Darwin Cook. The creator passed away from an aggressive form of cancer in 2016. If his style appears familiar to creators such as Bruce Timm and Paul Dini, that is because early on in his career, he worked with those creators to create the Batman animated series. And an additional interesting fact is the introduction of the Batman Beyond animated series was created by Darwin and was specifically created to coincide with the music for the series.
Interesting. It's an interesting
It
cover
is.
too. I mean, he's smiling, but he's split in half. Like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's a
It's
weird
like a
dichotomy.
It's like a piggy bank, you know. There's your
Yeah.
dollar
Oh,
bill
there
right
you
there.
go. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Definitely Darwin Cook's influence on it. And the Watchmen creator hates everything that's done that, he hated the movie, he hated the other comics or everything. You know what I mean? I meant, he's a real mensch, as they say. All right. So before Watchmen, dollar bill, issue number 1, Darwin Cook, $90 raw in a 9.0 to 9.4 range. All right. This is your offer.
Interesting. Shaker number 3 is Captive Chains by SST Publications, published in 1978. In the vibrant tapestry of comic history, there are certain works that transcend their pages, becoming the touchstones of cultural rebellion and artistic innovation. Among these luminous gems, Captive Chains shines as a testament to a fusion of counterculture and creativity. Wow, that is like a
What was
tongue
that?
twister.
He was like trying to
Wow.
get as many big words as possible into a little
Right?
sentence.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. It was a tongue twister. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks, DeVoe.
significant. Yeah. Its significance becomes evidence when considering the creative force behind it. Raymond Pettibon. Did I say that right? Pettibon. Renowned
Sure, why
for his avant-garde Southern California punk rock art, bestows his genius upon this comic. The very same Pettibon who crafted posters, album covers, logos, and played bass for the influential band Black Flag. A CGC graded 9.2 copy fetched a noteworthy $312, one of only a few record sales. In the landscape of culture comics, Captive Chains stands as a nexus of art and rebellion, encapsulating a pivotal moment in Raymond Pettibon's trajectory. It carries the spirit of punk ethos and its raw, unfiltered expression translating from ink to paper. I am
Well done,
exhausted.
Marty.
So,
I am
well
exhausted.
done,
ladies and
but
Second half after that one.
oh my
say
goodness.
that word avant, whatever, how you pronounced it.
Avant-garde.
Oh man, you
Isn't it
did-
avant-garde?
You done,
I thought it was
it's
avant-garde.
You done fucked
Okay.
up. You
I
get
think it is.
this.
Herberlinger, Bert Herngave, Irv Hermlinger, Bing Livehanger, Livelink, Bert Herkern, Bingo Ling Fucker.
Sorry, man. I had to pull out because I heard it. I was like, wait a second, avant-garde. It's avant-garde.
Avant-garde.
It's just like
Dude,
people who
I
say
mean, that
homage
was,
is
my mouth is exhausted from
that,
just
I mean,
that
that would be
alone.
true. That was a mouthful. I mean, there was a lot of salt in there.
There are so many that's what she said there, but I'm not gonna do it because that's inappropriate. But that's what she said.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
not-
she
okay.
said.
That was a
Yeah.
mouthful. That's what
I
she
like
said.
It
it.
was
I like it, Laura. I like it.
Oh my god, this show was going off the rails already. But
Sorry.
it's a shaker show. What else do you expect, man? So Captive Chains from SST Publications 1978, $312 in the CGC 9.2. All right. I don't know if this would be, I think some people have this.
Oh, this is me. Okay. Daredevil number 7. This is the variant from 2011. The 50th anniversary variant set from Marvel features a lot of well-known artists and had some really incredible covers. There were 25 titles that were chosen to be part of the anniversary set, and all of those titles received a 1-in-50 ratio. Those variants featured the titled characters in an homage to a classic Marvel cover. Books such as Amazing Fantasy number 15, UXM number 1, Spider-Man number 1, and some of the classic covers were used. Many of those variants have gone on to be very expensive in the aftermarket and are highly desired by collectors. One of the better covers in the set is Daredevil number 7, which features excellent Alex Maleev cover art. This seems to be a book that is becoming increasingly more difficult to find, and thus it's only increasing in price. This week, we saw a raw sale of $195 for a near mint raw copy. This particular cover had an estimated print run of less than 800 copies, making it a tough book to track down online or in an LCS. There are a good amount of books in this set that have been overlooked by collectors for over a decade, but based on some recent sales and availability, someone has taken notice.
Interesting.
Love the homage. I love the homage.
Another.
I mean, it's a weird homage because it's like, it is, Amazing Fantasy 15, but with Daredevil and he's holding Bullseye. You know what I mean? I mean, I think on a previous show we talked about comics that have been homaged the most. It's not homage, it's homage. Yes,
Homage.
This has got to be up there.
Action
300.
Comics #1. Yeah. More recently,
the Wolverine
340.
Yep.
The ASM 300,
181.
We can go on forever, but we can't because we have to move on. So, Daredevil #7, the Alex Maleev 50th anniversary.
But before you go on, what do you think of Alex Maleev? Do you collect him by chance?
Yeah, I dig his work.
Right? Me too.
Yeah, definitely. Is he from Europe or somewhere? I mean, he's not. I don't think he's in America, right?
He's Bulgarian, I believe.
Bulgarian, yeah. See,
Yeah.
I do have a few of his covers, but not a big collector of him. Just whenever I see something, that stands out, then yeah. But not like a really big collector of him. You know what
I'm kind of starting to be, Marty. Like I don't want to collect more stuff, but I really like Maleev work.
Too late, Laura. Too late.
Yeah. All right.
Right, yeah.
Once
All
you go
right,
down
what do we
that
got?
rabbit hole.
Never expect to see this on the list. What do we got next?
All right. Next up at number 5. By the way, we are at the halfway point of the show, and shout out to the 100 strong in the live chat.
Let's
shout
go.
out to you guys. If you guys are enjoying tonight's show, and I know you are, come on, man. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. If you're watching on the rewind, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're so close. We're getting there, folks. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Next up at number 5, Electra #1, the Sienkiewicz. You know I got
Whoa,
that.
nailed it.
Phil Sienkiewicz is an absolute legend in the comic community and has had a plethora of incredible covers in his 40-year run in the medium. His distinctive work is beloved by collectors and has been used in many other forms of pop culture, such as movie posters, advertisements, and t-shirts. His Moon Knight variant has gone on to be a modern-day grail for many, and he has many other covers that have similar potential. One such cover is his 1 in 75 variant for Electra #1. This cover has had a roller coaster ride in the aftermarket since its 2014 release and has recently seen some notable sales. A CGC 9.6 this past week sold for $275, while a CGC 9.8 sold on the same day for an all-time high of $550. This is a book that has all the makings of a collectible that will be hidden away into collections due to not only the incredible cover art, but the rarity of the book as well.
Beautiful.
Good old Sienkiewicz.
Yes.
Sienkiewicz, not
many
Sienkiewicz.
of his covers.
Yeah.
Sienkiewicz.
Once again, I pinned the GoFundMe for Mikey Sutton to help his family with funeral costs and his mother and everything else. Right now, they're currently at $4,000 of their $10,000 goal. So, come on, I know you guys got $1, $5, $2, whatever you can spare. Help out the family. We're all trying to pick up the pieces and trying to finish what he started and then do new things. So stay tuned for that. Working with some new collaborators, and we're gonna finish Dreamwalker, and we're gonna have some other stuff. I even have a treatment for a comic that I started plotting, believe it or not.
Oh,
I started typing it out, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is getting really big!"
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it because
Do
whenever I say
tell.
stuff, people steal shit from me all the time when I say it. Like, I'm gonna do.
How
this
about
and next
just a little tease? Not even a little tease.
Yeah, be a little tease.
It's like Seven Samurai meets Time Travel meets Dota.
All right.
Okay.
And with
Okay.
that, what do we got next?
So it's
Okay.
science, sorcery, martial arts, good, evil, God, Beelzebub, all that. So if
All
I
the
see
things
something,
that you love, Tim.
Tim, is
Yeah.
there any
Yeah,
salt in this
exactly.
production?
Yeah.
what's that?
Is there going to be any salt in the production? I'm just
Oh
asking.
yeah, it's going to
Ooh.
be Salty Comics. Is going to be
Salty Comics.
Salty Comics is going to be the publishing company. Or you know what? Salt Mine.
He said Salty Comics.
What else?
Oh
It's
my
going to
God.
be
Killing me,
what's-
man. You're killing
Alright.
me.
Slaves, Lords of the Salt Mines. I don't know.
Lords of the Salt
Oh
Mine. I
my
like it.
goodness.
So
Woo.
there's a pinned comment that
Like I'm
everybody's
turning
saying,
red,
and I don't
guys.
see it. We're
They're all
not
saying
seeing it
it's
here.
whack or something. What did you pin, TiVo?
I don't know.
You
What
pinned
did you pin? Let's go look online. Let's see
Let
what
me
you've got
unpin
up
that.
there.
Yeah. I don't even know who the hell that is.
What are you
Let me-
doing?
All right, let me pin it again. All right, now it should go. I don't even know how the hell to pin Waka Waka. Waka 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 Waka.
What are you doing? All right.
Sorry, man. It was.
I want
felt
proof of
like-
life on the next one. Seriously.
I had too much
Seriously. If
salt in my
anybody
diet.
has
Yeah.
the next book, I want to
This
see it.
This is really, really interesting. Shaker number 6, Helms Snuffman, Vic Herman Productions. Yeah, published in 1954. Oh man, where do we start here with this incredible book? Back in 1954, it was apparently okay to talk to kids about the benefits of chewing tobacco. Really, George,
Benefits?
the
Okay.
yeah,
Jesus.
benefits. Yeah. George, the snuff salesman, stops by his girlfriend's house to pick her up on a date and encounters 2 kids sitting on the porch. That already sounds terrible already, okay? He then goes into the history of snuff and how it was used over time, the health benefits, and how it went from being sniffed to dipped. He even goes on to say 40 million pounds of it are consumed each year, and that
What the
people use it
fuck?
regularly on the job. Yes, even senators in the United States, Washington, D.C. You can read this comic book right here at the Hagley Museum, and it was digitized, and it has a digitized copy of it. I got to give Helm some credit as they are trying to hook these kids at a young age. This
Jesus.
awesome tobacco propaganda sold this week for an outstanding $830 for a raw copy on August 27, 2023. There's no way this gets printed today. So this is a fun way to peek back in time to see how people normalize the use of tobacco.
Dude,
Wow.
So
Wow.
you know that I was just thinking the other day. I was thinking about, man. I remember there used to be tobacco commercials on TV. Remember the Marlboro Man?
No.
We
Yes,
all-
I remember the
as
Marble
kids,
Man
we
back in
all
with the
smoked those.
And then he
those
died of
Kyle
cancer.
mustache.
Then he
The-
died of cancer.
What about the gum cigarettes that we all smoked as kids? They
Oh
actually
my
came in a pack of smokes, and they were cigarettes.
Bro, so
And you-
I,
And
Yeah.
the first thing you did was you blew it out to create the little puff, and then you'd eat the damn things.
They were
Yeah.
delicious too. Those were good.
so
The candy ones.
and I lived in Texas when I was in the third grade, I think, third or fourth grade.
And
And
you lived in Texas, huh?
yeah, it was
No idea.
Houston. We lived in Houston. So I mean, and I remember all of us would dip. And we were only in third grade, and we were
does
just
that
like,
mean?
Third grade,
dip?
good lord.
you dip, you just put it in your cheek and gum. You just got,
Oh, that's what it means. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
You
good
probably
old
had
dip.
no idea what you were doing then.
Yeah, exactly. Until I
Yeah.
threw up, and I was like, "What the fuck is this, man?" Then again, I started smoking cigarettes when I was like in 6th grade. So
Oh man,
Like the Sandlot,
No,
right? Like
Laura,
that.
there-
our high school had a smoking lot. Come on,
same here.
had-
my high school had a smoking section.
The smoking
JV, we
section
had
has
we had a
smoking
smoking
section.
bridge. We had an area where during lunch everybody went, and I mean there was so much back then was acceptable. I mean, smoking on airplanes.
Oh, yeah, on
people
airplanes.
just smoking indoors.
No.
every it was different.
No,
it was
but
different.
what's crazy is my smoking section was inside the school. It was just like a little thing, and then my Sophomore year, they said you can't smoke in the school, so everybody just smoked outside of the school during lunch.
Mhm.
I was like, there's something wrong with this, I mean, I didn't
But,
think anything wrong.
TiVo, just to be the devil's advocate here. Yeah, back then you were allowed to smoke, but my daughter came home today and she was talking about how she had to run the school snack bar in her high school, and they sell Monster and Red Bull. Isn't
Oh
that
my god.
just
Oh
as
my
bad
God.
as giving kids cigarettes? I'm like, they sell you Red Bull at lunch at a high school, a public high school. And she's like, yeah, the kids buy them all day. And I'm like, that's worse.
Well,
Don't you
it's
think?
not gonna kill you, I mean, but
I don't know. That shit's poison.
if anything, you'll
That
bounce
will
off the
jack you up
walls.
though. It would,
Yeah.
especially a kid. Oh my god, that
Yeah,
they're
monsters
already
in
Yeah,
high
like
imagine
school?
them,
Like bouncing
imagine them
off the
coming
walls.
home. Mom, where's my dinner?
Right. That's what I mean. Like, I think that there's still that. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Sidetrack.
Trust me, there's a
Crazy.
lot of stuff
Crazy
that
times.
that used
Yeah.
to be like okay, that now it's like taboo. You shouldn't do it. Take it with a grain of salt. Boom! I did it again.
Bam! Pumped.
Oh, you're killing
All right, what do we got up next?
Oh, shit. Okay. Invincible returns, number 1, the 1 in 10 from Image Comics in 2010. We covered David Finch's 1 in 20 or 1 in 50 black and white variant in our previous report earlier this year. However, it is worth noting that the 1 in 10 Cook version recently sold for an exceptional $900 CGC 9.8 grade, setting a new record high for this ratio. The Invincible series, created by Robert Kirkman, has been a fan favorite due to its captivating storyline. From the Invincible War to the epic showdown with Conquest, the series has kept readers at the edge of their seats. In Invincible number 71, David appeared in his original costume, offering readers a much-needed break before the highly anticipated Viltrumite War. As fans eagerly await the release of Season 2 of Invincible on November 3rd, the series has renewed interest following the first season's success. What else, though? Is it that mysterious picture posted by Jeffrey Dean Morgan at the beginning of this year? It certainly has everyone buzzing with excitement. Fans are speculating whether Conquest or Thrag will appear in the upcoming season. Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, the Invincible series continues to captivate audiences with its thrilling storyline and beloved characters, and I couldn't finish this series. I'm going to be honest. It was too much.
And Invincible
too-
definitely returns. Yeah, I
just
mean,
Too much violence, too much.
Honestly, yeah, and I know people in chat are like, "Oh, Laura, it's so real." Yeah, I get it. It just wasn't for me. I would watch. I'm
Yeah.
like,
think
but
about-
Thrag is
what
a
did you think
dope ass
about The
character,
Boys?
though.
The Boys, same deal. I stopped watching The Boys after season 2.
really, I love
Yeah.
it. I mean, I
I watched
still
the
love
part
it.
with the octopus, and then I was like, "Okay, I'm out. Checking out for the day."
The octopus was hilarious.
That's when I tapped out.
Oh, the boys orgy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was very
but it's
interesting. I
not-
love that.
Invincible is not like sexually explicit. It's more like
It's just more violent,
yeah, it's more violent. Yeah,
raw
so-
violence.
Yeah, but it's a huge like world building that they've done. And if you read it, if Gabe was here, he'd be like, "Yeah, you goddamn right, it's good." It's like-
I did read. I read the first. I think I read the first series, but then again, my problem was when I'm watching the actual show, I get anxiety from it. I know it's amazing copy. I know everybody loves it, but I am soft.
But remember the writer,
Do it.
remember David Kirkman. I mean, the things that he does too.
Robert.
So that's something. That's
I
something that's
liked
going
The
to be
Walking Dead. I was able
Yeah.
to finish that.
I gave up after a while. Now there's a new Walking Dead series. Did you guys
Wait, you
watch
didn't
the
finish it?
Did you guys
The
watch the
Fear-
Invincible animated show? Movie
I did.
that
I
dropped?
saw that. One. Yeah, I
That
saw
was
that
great.
One.
That was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean,
Adam Eve or whatever the origin story. Of
Yeah,
her.
you talked about that a while back, and I watched it because of you, and it was good.
And it just popped up out of nowhere. They didn't promote anything. It just popped up on Amazon Prime. I was like, cool.
Yeah,
I'm
of
gonna-
course.
I'm
When
gonna
you don't
watch it.
sleep and you're always watching TV, everything's popping up, TiVo.
I know, right? I have a list of homework, JB. Like, when am I going to watch all
oh
this?
my goodness.
Watch. Okay, this is two things you need to watch: Castlevania and Dota.
Okay.
That's it.
Those two I have not seen.
Things
That's- I
that
remember you mentioned
TiVo
that
wants
last
that you should.
episode, but
Sponsored
by nobody ever. But yeah, but no, it is dope. Castlevania is just incredibly like out there.
If I'm going to cosplay,
But like I
better
said, you
watch.
guys cosplay Trevor Belmont and Cypher. You guys should.
You need to post that picture sometimes. I'd love to see what you're talking about.
Yeah, Tivo, why don't you post your IG, like what you're referring to during these shows, and be like, hey, if
Yeah,
you missed this
Tivo.
conversation about Castlevania, go back and watch blah, blah, blah.
I have a challenge for everybody in the chat. If you're not following Laura on her IG, you're missing out. She put up this "What's your funniest movie scene?" and it is just spawned so many replies that are hilarious.
so
Some of
much
the
shit for that,
funniest movie
JB.
scenes I've ever seen.
No, people were DMing me like, aren't you a Christian? And they were so mad at me. They were like, why would you post this? You're, yeah, I got a lot of hate for that one.
Oh, that a lot of hate, huh? Oh,
but thank you for that. Yeah, I got
All
I woke up, I'm like, oh shit, I did a lot
Let
of
me
people
go to
mad.
Laura's IG right now and
No,
see. All right. Now you done. Now you done did it.
No, the last
Now
one
you
I did was
done
Big
did it.
Trouble in Little China. That was the last thing I posted because Anthony and I were watching it while we were packing up today, and I was like,
Fucking awesome. One of my favorite
Another
movies of all
classic.
time.
I knew you were
Another
going to say
80s
that,
classic.
Tivo.
Come
I
on,
knew you were
man.
going to say that.
And
Come on now.
do you remember Escape from New York too? That was
Come
another
on.
classic.
I haven't seen that. Okay.
Escape from New York, really?
Add it
The
to my
original.
list.
The
No.
Original, not the remake. Yeah.
Not the
But you
remake,
make
the
Pliskin.
original.
Come on.
The
I mean,
original.
even with the remake, they
It's
they
so
had him in it,
bad,
but-
it's good.
Very true.
Just do
Very
yourself
true.
a favor. Let's watch Dota, Dragon's Blood, and Castlevania. I mean, if Castlevania is like 4 seasons, so you got a good binge, and the animation is great. And Dota is kind of fucking mind bending. It starts off,
Mind-bending.
yeah,
All
it
right.
starts off like a little story, and then it goes like full on cosmic stuff with dragons and all this other stuff.
There
And
you
now
go.
I'm
Yep.
just enthralled. I watched the series twice over.
All right. Well, this is the
Tivo,
Pork Chop
sleep.
Express saying we need to move on. We're seriously.
Oh, I see what you did there. All right, what do you have? Here's your chance to get on the board.
All right, here we go. My last read of the night. Shout out to the crowd. I love you guys, man. Thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. We're having a lot of fun tonight. We've got at number 8. Well, there's no numbers. Sorry, they're alphabetical. Mr. Miracle, number 4. Originally published in 1971. Jack Kirby's book, which is both simplistic and colorful, was groundbreaking during its time. It marked DC's first attempt at a new 25-cent, bigger and better format, including 15 extra pages of exciting reading material. Moreover, it introduced the first appearance of Big Barda, a female individual that Kirby created to rival her male counterparts. Kirby was inspired to create a muscle-bound heroine as female weightlifting and bodybuilding were gaining popularity in the mainstream culture. Jack aimed to create a genuine character, unlike Harvey Comics' Little Lola, who was more of a comical representation than an actual heroine. Although there were doubts, Kirby managed to launch Big Barda, which some believe was later copied as Thundra in Fantastic Four 129. Nevertheless, Thundra's creator Roy Thomas clarified that Barda was only an inspiration and not meant to be a replica of Kirby's work. This week, Mr. Miracle issue number 4 reached an all-time high of $6,500 for a CGC 9.8, which is remarkable, surpassing Mr. Miracle number 1's high of $4,250 for a CGC 9.8
Jesus.
set back in 2019.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so
$6,500.
If I recall correctly, in Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League, you saw
Yes, you did.
Darkseid and Big Barda.
Yes.
And props to whoever is a Big Barda fan, but man, that name is just gotta go. It reminds me like Big Bertha. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah,
like
it
Big
does.
Barda. It doesn't.
Does.
Yeah, back then, who knows what was going on in his 1971 psychedelics.
Big Bertha.
Big Bertha. That I think that. All right. As Mr. Miracle number 4, 1971, first appearance of Big Barda.
Big
CC
Bertha.
9.8. Trust me, nobody's naming their kids Big Barda. right? You know, it's a long gone name, just like Bertha. Nobody names their kids Bertha or Ethel or anything like that. You know,
Or
don't.
Eugene or Sebastian, something within that
Sebastian
nature.
is still a cool name.
Maybe
Yeah,
if
from
you're
Cool
in England.
Intentions, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna change my name.
No, you're not.
Sebastian.
No, it's Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Jean-Luc Vaux. Yeah.
Whoa.
Love it.
Or Timothy, like Timothy, like
Not Timothy, but Timothy.
Chalamet, the actor. Timothy.
Timothy Smythe, not Smith, but Smythe.
I smite you down with the salt of the earth. Oh, I did it again.
Oh, he got one. He got
There
one
we
late in the
go.
game.
Salt for 2 episodes in a row.
All right. So somebody told me that Salt Comics was actually registered. So now I have to Google it. So,
Really?
it wouldn't be a Shaker
Really?
Show if we
Interesting.
didn't have a romance book.
Oh, interesting. Shaker number 9 is Personal Love number 25 by Eastern Color, published in 1954. Now, Frank Frazetta is one of the most famous comic and magazine artists of all time. Yes, he is. And if you don't know who Frank Frazetta is, then you must be living under a rock for
Slap
centuries.
yourself.
Slap it. Although gaining notoriety
Slap
in
it
his
in the
career,
base.
more of his famous base drawings of muscled warriors and curvaceous heroines. Early on, he provided the art for a number of romance-based comics. Did not know that. Case in point, Personal Love number 25. This particular issue is considered highly collectible as it features the story Too Late for Love. Although a typical story of unrequited love, Frazetta drew the female lead to resemble Betty Page, one of the most recognizable pinup girls of the era. Printed in 1954, this issue was extremely low print run. There are a total of 17 graded copies of the CGC census, with the highest grade being 9.0, one copy. This past week, we saw a graded 8.5 sell for a record $2,900. With only 2 copies in this grade available, there's no wonder someone shelled out big bucks to add this to their collection. Wow.
I have a question. Like back in 1954, who was buying this comic? Was it girls or boys? Because boys,
I would say the girls.
yeah, which is
Personal
weird.
Love. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think a lot of the guys were, of course they liked Frazetta, but they were more into the Conan the Barbarian, the
horror,
Death
easy
Dealer,
horror. Yeah, the easy
Death
horror.
Dealer.
Yeah, Death Dealer. Yeah, I believe Frazetta's daughter is doing stuff too now.
She is.
Really?
And it's
Yes,
I have one.
fantastic.
She did
Wait,
a
what is
Death
she
Dealer.
on?
She did a Death Dealer #1 cover, and it was her.
What's her
art.
name? What's her actual first name?
Daughter Frazetta. I don't know.
Daughter Frazetta.
I'm
She
actually
goes by
tagging
Daughter
some
Frazetta.
I'm gonna
stuff.
go
I'll
with
forward it to
Salty
you.
Frazetta or Bertha Frazetta, but no,
Hold
no,
on,
no.
let's see.
You know
it's
what? Here, I'll
Holly.
give everybody a little. There's a Instagrammer called the Cantonese Comic Kid, and he is a big supporter of hers and basically plasters everything she does on his IG. The Cantonese
nice.
Comic Kid. Go check him out.
Yeah,
Sarah
I
Frazetta is her name.
Sarah,
That's
that's it.
the
Sarah Frazetta.
Okay, Frazetta's daughter is Holly, and the granddaughter is
Granddaughter.
Sarah.
Yeah, the granddaughter is the one that is doing.
Thank
the
you for
art.
that, Jay
Okay.
Nunia.
See, you learn
Got it.
something every day. Our last one on the list, boys and girls, and then we're gonna see what's shaking. What do we have? You know, like I said, it always shows up.
Yeah, I really shouldn't have had 2 vodka cranberries before reading this. Okay, Spawn #1,
I'm gonna get that
Dengeti.
video ready.
Japanese
Blame it on the
edition.
vodka cranberry, Laura.
I think I got this. Maybe it'll make it sharper. This is from Image in 1996. Todd McFarlane and Image sold millions of copies of Spawn #1 when it debuted in 1992. But it's truly impressive that years later, the book was still going strong in places like France, Austria, India, Germany, Italy, and Japan. In early 1996, the Dengeti Japanese edition of this book, which reprints issues #1, 2, and 3, was released with a new original cover and, following Japanese tradition, an obi strip. It's a wraparound cover strip featuring an ad. The first print, released in January of 1996, and features an orange obi strip, a black and white headshot of McFarlane teasing more releases of Spawn World. See, I read it wrong. I was going to keep going, and there's nothing else to go on. There are 12 prints of the book, each featuring a different Obi strip for Spawn toys, books, and of course the movie. Just this week, a 9.8 CGC Blue Label sold for a best offer of $550 on a $725 eBay listing. Previously, the highest recorded sale for the book was a 9.4 CGC more than a year ago for $41. While I'm not the biggest Spawn fan, I'm speaking in DeVoe's voice now, I can easily say this is the best cover I've ever seen for a version of Spawn #1. There's currently a McFarlane Signature Series version of the book at a 9.4 on eBay for $999 or best offer. If you're a fan of the cover, raw copies of the book are going for considerably less.
I've never seen this cover before, and I agree.
I actually haven't either. I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you a story. Much respect for Todd McFarlane, not because of his art, his cover, and everything like that, but we saw him at a Dallas Comic-Con convention one time, and the convention center was doing this crazy stuff where you can only get one signature. You had to be in line at a certain time. They were cut off at a certain time, and it was just horrible. People were getting upset. It was just such a backfill of people just waiting. Todd just was like, "This is ridiculous. This is BS." He went up in the line, and just started signing people's books on the line. Just boom, 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 just all around the line. Great guy overall.
Really?
Just
Wow.
yes, very much respect for the guy.
He had a falling out with CGC when they were doing private signings.
He's still doing them.
Is he? Yeah, I guess they're reconciled because at first he wasn't happy with doing it because if Todd McFarlane in the past, he does everything from his house. So back in the days of facilitators, they would go to his home, and I think it was like Vegas or it was in Arizona.
It's in Arizona, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's in Arizona.
So all the facilitators come there, and he was signed there, and they would submit to CDC. But now he's doing more stuff. So before we leave, Laura, I just wanted to show you this.
What? Okay, no joke. I'm getting Anthony the tank top for his Christmas present. He'll rock it.
It's signed by John Carpenter.
Beautiful.
Oh,
wow.
Nice.
All right, that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Where did you get that? When? Tell us the story.
Art. It was at a Barnes & Noble's book signing. Yeah.
I always feel so bad at those. I always walk into Barnes & Noble and there's nobody in line for whoever's signing, and I always buy something just because I feel bad.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see what's
cool,
shaking today, boys and girls. As I seamlessly pull up the
Seamlessly transition. Welcome to the show, the Comic Forge from the Pressable Defects. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in.
Pressable Defects.
Appreciate you.
And guys, and I saw a lot of people in the comment just 0 for 0 and stuff. Hey, don't worry. We probably are 0 for 0 on a lot of
0
these
for 2.
too.
Yeah. I am too.
And no worries, man. Just just because it's up there doesn't mean you have to get it or you need to have it.
I need to get that Japanese Spawn now. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, shit.
Of course.
Now you need it.
There must have been a bunch
Tim.
of really
Careful,
great
Tim.
scores on Tuesday. That's why the Thursday show was so crushing.
All right, let's see what's shaking today, boys and girls. This is the top 10 that we do every Tuesday at 6 p.m. These are the most units sold, which kind of reflects the top 10 as well. But we're here to see what's shaking, boys and girls. Oh,
what's shaking?
I see 3. I have 3 on the top.
Are you
row.
showing off?
I'm not
He
showing off.
I have the Brother Voodoo.
I have the Brother
Yeah, me
Voodoo,
too.
Giant Size, Ghost
have,
Rider.
I have the Ghost Rider. I don't have the Giant Size.
I got the
Don't have
Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
I have the
This one
Guardian of the
also
Galaxy.
mine.
I have the Venom.
You sold the Avengers 57. That's such a good cover.
Oh shit! See, I god damn it! I traded this one. I had this one in like a 8.5, but I got it for Strange Tales 110, first appearance of Doctor
That's
Strange.
fitting for you, though. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's your man.
Yeah.
That's your character. Of
That's
course,
what I
you're
do.
trading
I had to
after
get
your
it, you know?
character.
Yeah, that makes sense. Don't feel bad about
God
that one.
damn!
Don't feel bad about that.
So a CGC 4.0 sold for $750. Wow. I have a feeling when you see Punisher, the trailer or whatever, the official announcement, this book is gonna jump up in prices. It's still pretty high.
I've had mine for years, and mine's still sitting at I think a 6.5. I think it is, and I'm perfectly happy with it. You know what I mean?
So fun fact. Speaking of Doctor Strange, Strange Tales 110, I won in a remember those where the giveaways or auctions or whatever they were, where you would just buy a ticket and they raffles. Remember raffles?
Raffles, yes.
Yeah, and it was a 3.0 that I won, but there was like all kinds of like writing on the back page. I was like, this is whack. So I was like, so I got mine. Mine is a 5.5 or 6.0. But
nice. I still do not have a New Mutant 98. That is
really?
I had 5 copies.
I have 3.
I want a copy of that. I just have not been able to find one for a decent price.
Now, Marty, question for you: if you're really in the market for like New Mutants 98, what is your like threshold? Do you say, hey, I'm really I want a 9.4, I got to be in the 9s, or like
no, it doesn't matter. I don't even mind a fine copy of that, to be honest with you.
9.8 is only
9.8. His whatnot shows are ridiculous.
Yeah, 9.8 is only $1,300.
Yeah, sure, only $1,300, man. Yeah,
well,
I'll get it tomorrow.
Highest known.
JB, have you sold this on your show?
A couple times.
JB? Yeah, yes. See, I told you, you guys got to be following JB if you want like incredible books.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
And I'm still looking through my long box, JB, for that first appearance of Gambit for you. So I haven't forgotten you.
Aww.
Buck Rogers.
Don't even know
that. I'm digging this cover.
Blonde in a
Famous
red dress.
Funnies featuring Buck.
Blonde in a red dress. That counts.
That definitely counts. Yeah.
Does that count as Pieta?
My first lunchbox
passed out, or do her legs need to be in the? No, you know what I mean. Not legs in the air. Oh shit, you know what I mean.
Oh my
Buck
God.
is a one-man army of greased.
She's out.
This little title here. Buck is a one-man army of greased lightning. If that doesn't just reek of erotica,
yes, you are, Buck. Yes, you
Anthony
are.
says that all the time to me. That's so weird. He must have this comic.
Whoa,
grease lightning, grease lightning.
Stop it. No grease. Don't sing that song and it's stuck in your head. Ooh, look at this. It's a blonde, but she's not in a red dress, but she has a red blanket.
Witch's tail.
I think that kind of counts, right?
Yeah,
that counts.
You need to go get this.
Those old covers, they're always showing some type of damsel in distress,
Yeah. I mean, let's see. Okay. Bear with me here. JB, highlight comments while I do this.
Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah.
What the fuck are you thinking, man? God damn.
Thanks, Lon's right. You're like,
just looking at all the different
out of here, man.
Looking at all the different covers here.
Okay, we got it. That's what she said. No one cared about Deadpool until Joe Kelly got a hold of him.
Well, I said highlight him. You don't have to talk about it. Jesus.
Okay.
Look at this one. We dare you to read these eerie tales of supernatural horror, witches' tales. Would you have entered the Salt Pact?
Oh my goodness! Look at that. God, I love that. I don't know why.
Is that pre-code?
I know they're so
pre-code,
terrible and cheesy, but I love those old artwork, especially with those older horror magazines. They resonate to me. Yeah.
I love being able to do this on CovrPrice, by the way. Touching the title gives you all of the covers listed like below, the way TiVo just did it there.
Oh, TiVo can see them.
Yeah, just like you can see your own collection and see what the value is. Let me update if it's gone up or down. Oh, it's gone down. If anybody wants to make an offer, 100,000, you can have my whole entire collection.
100,000, nice,
out of here.
And what would you do with that 100,000, Tim?
Buy a bunch of comic books.
I'd buy a Porsche. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd buy a Porsche.
No, there's only like 2 books I would keep: Strange Tales 110, Giant Size X-Men and my X-Men run.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way, TiVo. It was $100,000 for all of it. You can't be cherry picking it now.
Somebody offered me, give me $100,000 in Bitcoin, and we'll do it.
Question. Here's a question. Say you get $100,000 for your entire collection, right? And of course, with always wanting to have certain comic books, certain grails, personal grails, even at that, what would you stick to? And just say, okay, I'm just going to buy these 5 books and be happy and not even worry about collecting anymore. And these are the books that I'm just going to stay with for the rest of my life.
Mystery, First Appearance of Thor. That's the only one I don't have.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So I have my first 3 favorite characters are Doctor Strange, Thor, and Silver Surfer. And And I'd probably buy Shang-Chi again as well.
Okay.
So that's 4. 5 would be FF1.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oof.
Interesting. Not what I was expecting, but it's that very interesting.
Right.
What were
Why
you
Thor,
expecting?
TiVo? I'm curious.
I've always
I had
been
a
a big fan of.
conversation with
I've
my
always
wife
been a
about
big fan of
Fantastic
Thor.
Four 1
Yeah,
as
I've always
as
been a
a
big
quote
fan of.
unquote
Yeah.
investment.
Yeah, I always been a big fan of Thor when I was reading the comics because I love mythology, and the mythos
Yeah, okay.
or mythos. Shout out to Otto.
Mythos.
Yeah, and I always dug how they made everything kind of magical, and then the gods and the demon, or Jotunheim and everything. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
a bit disappointed in Thor #1, where they're like, well, magic is just kind of like science. But you know what? I think they should go back to the whole thing about Norse mythology. Speaking of
Okay.
which, things that you should watch that TiVo's about to watch again.
Dun, dun, dun.
I watched the
Spoiler
first
time.
season. I liked it. Ragnarok season 2 just came
Ragnarok.
out.
I
it's
saw
really
the
good.
season. I seen the first season. Very interesting concept to that.
Yeah, it's like a
Nothing
modern telling of Thor
Yeah.
and all the
It
gods
is.
of Ragnarok.
Yes.
Yeah,
It makes you
Yeah,
see it
nothing
different.
to do with
Yeah.
the Marvel Thor. Nothing to
No.
do with anything from I guess sort of if you want to look at historic aspects of mythology when it comes to Thor, but more of a modern version, right? So
yeah.
And
It takes
wait a
place in
minute!
modern times, yeah.
Shout out to my boy Ray Franklin. He is a big Thor collector. And speaking of that, he does have Journey into Mystery, plus
Ooh.
probably every Thor comic
Yes.
there ever existed.
Ray J, my boy.
Ray J.
All right, let's go, man. There's a lot of horror books on here. Chamber of Chills magazine, issue #7. Look at that.
Look at that.
Magazines. Okay.
Love it. Love
she even
it.
has hair. She even has hair.
Oh my
I'm assuming
goodness.
that's
Love it.
the
She has
pit
no
of the
skin,
dam,
all
garden
bone,
of the doom,
but hair.
the seal
What
of
was
Satan.
What was the name of the character from the was it Creep Show? Remember Creep Show?
Mhm.
It was a
The Crypt
book
Keeper?
and then became the Crypt Creeper. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
the
was
Crypt
his
Keeper.
name?
Oh, I
Anybody
don't
know that? Drop
That'd
it
be
on
a great
the
question
chat.
for the live chat.
Yeah.
Is that the Batwang book?
No, I don't think so.
The Batman Damned it is up there.
Nine Size Dracula, that one right there. I had that as a kid, man. I remember
know
my
what?
father gave
We're
that
on
to
a
me.
horror themed and Dracula
Yeah.
themed, Castlevania theme, so why not this? Giant Size Dracula issue #3
What did it
came
go
out in
for?
1974, $553 in my
That seems
Dude,
like a steal.
You know what?
Yeah.
Good luck getting a 9.8 in those damn square bound books,
Square
man.
bound, yeah. It's 9.8 or it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you read it, then the spine is messed up. Plus, it came out in '74. People weren't like collecting like we collect
Damn,
nowadays.
the first appearance of Bruce Wayne's cock, man.
I
go
told
on-
him that. He passed
Oh
it
my
up. He missed it. He's not
Can we
into
not
it.
say cock on this
Oh my
screen?
god!
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh
say
my
that.
god!
Just open a whole door.
Too
now,
much,
Marty.
too much. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, and kids, if you're watching.
Remember,
My
I was telling you,
apologies.
Laura, about the
I-
yellow covers in the golden age.
Yes, you were right
there
too.
we go.
You've actually you've illuminated that fact. So now when I'm looking around, you're completely right. There was a lot of yellow.
Well, let's take a look at all the Superman books. Look, yellow.
Yellow, yeah. Oh,
Yellow. I meant, it's
good
just
eye,
never
good eye,
Connected.
Tim. Good eye.
Yeah, very good eye.
raw no grade sold for $425. A 9.4 sold last year, January 13th for $8,100 from
Whew.
1943. That's some time machine shit right there.
Number
Or
25,
It is.
as Chloe's Comics would say, just another Tuesday. You probably
Wow.
had- if you're not following Chloe's Comics on Instagram, every time we do a show and he'll post
Incredible.
it, I have a 9.8 in it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Of
like,
course you
Every
do.
single time I get tagged, I'm like, damn it, that collection.
Oh, Kanan, the last
Kanan,
that's the
yo, I-
variant cover to that. Isn't
I've
it?
been loving the Ahsoka series, man. If you haven't watched Ahsoka,
Yeah.
No
watch Rebels
spoilers.
first. And
What'd you
really
think of the
delve-
last episode, man?
I
The
dug
last
it.
episode, I think, dipped off a little bit, which is interesting because they're saying that the Ahsoka episode 1 was the highest watched
14
episode.
million
14
views.
million.
14 million views.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a
Yeah.
drop off to the
Yeah.
second one, but
The third episode was more like kind of a built-in, a build into a little bit something
Yeah.
like more dramatic, I guess. So
Yeah.
it's part of the storytelling aspect of things. You've got to kind of just
yeah. The fourth
People are so
episode,
impatient though; they're just going to give up, and I'm afraid they're not going to stick with it long term.
stick with it.
people
or
want
you're
action
kicked off
right
the
away.
Lords.
They
Right.
want swordplay. They want lightsabers. They want
Laura,
but
let me ask you this: have you watched Rebels?
What is it? Of course, I've watched
Tio.
Rebels.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that was loud. Yes, Anthony and I actually binged it.
Yes.
Oh gosh, it's been a while, but yes, I've watched.
Yeah, I
Rebels.
mean, we got Purgle. We have,
Bring
the
back Drunk
the
Marty
witches
comic
of
video.
whatever the fuck they are. I mean, I hope I see Kanan in ghost form, but I think it's
Kanan.
the last episode was slow. I think because it's Sabine Wren training really, and
And
there's,
everybody's like crushing over her right now too, which is funny because my son crushed over her in like the animated version. He did.
he's such a precocious little fella.
TiVo, we got
I-
a super chat
you
from King of the
reincarnated.
Golden State, or formerly Golden State
State.
Comics, formerly King of the Golden State, with a $5 super chat to the channel. Says, bring
Thank
back
you.
Drunk Marty comic videos, but I'll settle
Marty or
comic
Marky,
book
because they were both drunk. I mean,
fanatics.
I don't know.
Marty, he said.
Yes.
Marky was the
and I
later
will
guy.
say thank you very much for that, James. And Drunk Marty was kind of like Frank the Tank back in the days. You guys remember Frank the Tank? Frank. Okay. So, and I do appreciate that, and much love to you. But Drunk
Yeah.
Marty, that's a little different now.
We're older, we're more chilled
Yeah.
out.
We're older.
But back in the younger
Yeah.
days, we just said
Back in the
Phil
younger
Farm
days,
Phil,
I could
Phil-
do that, but not so much anymore. I've had to tone myself down a lot.
Yeah,
A
I get
lot,
that.
ladies and gentlemen.
A
So,
lot.
but yeah, I
Here's
appreciate
something
that,
else
brother.
I picked up that you guys should check out. This was at a CVS. As you check out, it's called The Ultimate Guide to Comic Books, and it goes from the Golden Age all the way to 2000s, and it's a good read. And look at the back cover; it's got
Nice.
Batman,
Ooh.
Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, giant size X-Men.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it was just at
Beautiful.
CVS. I was like, well, that's cool. Let me say this, something to read for a change, because I retired from reading comics.
Slightly buzzed, Mark.
That's right, I said it.
Audie
don't
Rossel
believe
says,
that.
"How about a slightly buzzed Marty?"
We'll take it. We'll
Let's
take
do a
it.
giveaway for this. Let's do a starting
Yes,
line.
yes,
Do we have
giveaway.
any? Do we have any questions that
You know,
in the
starting
private
line?
chat? What do you guys think we should put? Nothing salt related.
What should we put in the chat? Shit, what did we talk about this whole show? What was something we got stuck on? JB, where you at? You're usually good at
Who,
these.
me?
What
I'm
was
writing
the
the
starting line.
word?
You can't
How
give me
about
two
this?
things
What
at once,
was the
man. That's-
word that I stumped up that caused Tim to play the little video of
Yep.
All right.
Right.
Start.
Oh, okay.
Words? There's
What
two
were
words.
the words
technically.
There's
that
Could be
two
one word.
words
or two
of
words.
one.
that he
that's
messed up on?
that's serious knowledge right there? Does anybody,
That is.
normally they would have already answered it already. Look at that.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So
Okay.
far, nothing.
So far, well, yeah, it was a combination of
There we
words.
go. Lords of Brooklyn.
Oh,
Lords
Lords of Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Avant-garde. Well, I think
Avant-garde.
Marty said avant-gardes.
Avant-garde.
Garde.
ladies and
So
gentlemen.
pay
Very good.
homage to Marty. I'm gonna send this out, Lords of Brooklyn. DM me on Instagram, and you're gonna get this spawn, and I'm gonna send you some Bird City comics as well
Awesome,
as
brother.
soon as I get around
Awesome.
to it.
Lords of Brooklyn. Congratulations, brother.
Avant-garde.
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 Jean-Pierre Luc.
Hey,
Yeah.
see what are
See
Hey
what are
guys,
they-
curious in the chat. Do you guys want Marty to join us more often? I vote yes.
Yeah, chat, throw down if you
He's-
guys
he's
want
already
to hear
here. I
more
mean,
he
Marty
kind of
on the chat.
parked himself and didn't leave.
Drop
I
a
mean,
thumbs up on this video. If we get over 100 thumbs up on this video, Marty has to show up
he's
for
like
the
to.
next video.
he's like
I
an
did.
RV at Walmart. They just park there and they never leave.
Just
You know that Walmart allows people to park
yes,
RVs
yes.
there?
I meant
It's
it already.
so weird.
True.
It is the
That
weirdest thing
cannot
ever.
be true. No.
It,
Okay,
Yes.
it won't be the drunk Marty. It won't be the moderate drunk Marty. It might be a slightly buzz Marty in the future. I mean, it depends on how I feel. But I do appreciate the invite, and I'd love to be back, be part of the Lords again. And thank you, Laura, for that. That's so awesome. And if you guys want to see me, I mean, if I make part of the show, if I'm, if my vibe, if my energy flows nice, then yeah,
I think
absolutely.
you fit
It's your
nicely.
bald head, really, to be honest with you.
That's what she said.
Well, before it used to be the the cap. That was my signature series was the cap. I might even come on one day with a cap.
Go for it. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm doing it. The old
Yeah.
man's. It was the old man's hat. He left a whole set of them.
Time to
Or
leave this
maybe
city of
funky
Sodom.
hat. Maybe they do a funky hat Friday, you know, on Thursday shows, and I'll bring like
Yeah,
a
Fridays.
something.
You know,
funky,
fun
I don't know.
fact: Marty was the first one to bring comic book women on YouTube.
What?
Oh.
Oh, I kind of stole that from you then. My bad.
Yeah,
know that.
remember that, Marty? Way back when?
Yes,
Comic book,
I had-
fanatics. Yeah,
Yes, when we first started doing Comic Talk, I initially had another show which was called what was that?
comic book women.
Ladies
I think it was
Talk
called.
or something.
something
within
like that, yeah.
something within that.
Oh.
And great group of girls. I loved them. I really did. They were so knowledgeable. They had fun over on the show. And then initially they came in on the show. We talked a little bit, and then they branched out and did their own show. And just like
Yeah.
everybody else, and the New York Warriors, they eventually branched out and did their show. Tim eventually branched out, did his show as well. And if here's another thing. I remember when I initially got into watching videos and Tim was one of the guys that I would originally watch. He was one of the inspirations that I would watch a lot of his videos.
I remember
Yes,
those videos. You would actually play
Lightning
music
221.
like I used to play before you did
Yeah,
your comic call.
yeah.
Yeah,
And another person was Lightning 2288.
2288. Yeah,
Yeah, Lightning 22. He was another one. So a lot
Omega
of those
Shen
OG guys.
Ryuken. Omega Shen Ryuken.
Yeah. And so
Game
I was
Guy
so
1.
inspired by these guys,
Yeah.
man. I was just watching it, and I just, man, let me throw my own, videos up there and see what they think. I'm like, I'm going out on a limb here because these guys were like, man, they were showing some amazing collections. I mean,
Yeah.
some big boy books, and I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and
But
unfortunately, it's not that now. It's either all about looks or promotion. Not talking about Laura, and Ant and Bird City. They do it great,
Yeah.
but now it's about doing this and all this shit. It's like
what is
bang,
do that
bang,
again,
bang.
Tim? What is that?
I'm gonna start doing that on every show now.
It's like every Japanese girl's selfie is like
Yeah, yeah,
Seen
man.
that,
But yeah, Laura, there was a females comic talk at one point in time. And it was a fun thing. So yeah, and
maybe one day it'll be ladies of the long box.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I got a
There you
good
go.
group of girls.
Peace, I gotta
right
go.
now.
Catch
All
you
right,
guys
Bye,
later.
JB.
See ya.
I'm
Hi, JB.
I'm
Take care, brother.
retiring from YouTube in 2025.
No, you're
'cause
not.
It'll be
No,
10
you're
years
not.
at that time. And no, I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
pass the mantle on to you and Marty and JB, and you guys are gonna do the top 10 and do
I
just
just want to be the same, brother. I want to be the
Right?
same.
It wouldn't
man.
be Lords without TiVo. That's how I feel about
Nobody
it.
wants to hear
Yeah.
a 55-year-old man talking about comic books, but although
Yes,
I
they do.
look good for
But they
my
rather
age,
hear a
you know what I'm saying?
51-year-old man talk about comic books.
I don't, it's
Ah,
a young man's
ah.
game, you know what I'm saying? It's a young woman's game or whatever, but
Yeah.
So I'll retire
maybe
too
now and
then.
then I'll pass on the knowledge on things and how
Here's the
things should
thing,
be
Tim,
done.
and I totally get it. It gets exhausting, man. Because when I was
Mhm.
running my own show, the setting getting the guest on there, setting up everything up, trying
Mhm.
to edit the show. Back then, you had to edit, a bunch of things.
We still have to
You had to-
edit.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had to, collaborate. You had to invite guests over. So it just burnt me out. It burns people out. So I totally
Yeah.
get it, man. And what I love about this is I can just come on and just read and have fun and enjoy.
That's my favorite part
you
too.
know?
I don't do shit for the show. I just show up.
Yeah,
I have to do
you're
all the
right.
work,
And so I love,
so-
and so it's so much fun now. You know what I mean? It's not like where it's just, oh my god, it was so exhausting. That man, it was really it's fun. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy it, especially bringing everybody together, bringing the community together, having fun. But talk about the work, man.
But it's
it can be
important,
draining.
TiVo, and you can't leave ever. I forbid it. Sorry.
Ladies-
The
yeah,
lady
and-
forbids it.
I
Lady
forbid it.
forbids it, man.
You know what? I mean, I have some other things that I'm working on, so I'll be around. I'm not going to go anywhere for the foreseeable future. But
Careful,
if,
Tim.
I
Hell
do
knows
need like
no
a week
wrath
off.
in a woman's scorn, man.
Yeah, I do
That's
need a week
true.
off every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
Fine,
You
take
know,
a week
with
off. That's
work.
fine. I'll cover for you for a week, but you're not leaving.
All right, I'm
Go
taking a
recharge.
month
If you need to
off.
recharge your batteries, brother, recharge your batteries. Sometimes that's something you need, but then always come back, man, because
Well, you
just
know
like
what?
me, I mean, look at me.
The getting
Mhm.
prepped and ready is the most stressful part and time consuming and everything. But
It
once
is.
I'm on the live show with my friends and friends in the live chat, then it's all fun. We giggle, we talk,
Mhm.
we just talk nonsense, and
It's therapy.
and
This is therapy.
it's a nice escape. You know what I'm saying? Especially
It
back
is. It is.
going full
Mhm.
circle back to Marty and Laura being the newest member, and then Marty being the oldest member when we were doing Google Hangouts and
Yeah.
the original Lords and Lombok show. Remember, was Darkside Jedi U, and remember James, that one guy that that he just disappeared. I don't know what
remember.
happened to him.
What
Yeah.
happened to him? Yeah. And
I don't
full
know,
disclosure,
man.
Tim, full disclosure. Ever since I started doing this again, man, this has been a highlight of my week, man. And I know it doesn't say much for me,
Man, that is a low
but
bar.
just to be able to
I'm just
come
kidding.
back and geek out
No, shut
again
up.
like I used to, man.
Beautiful.
It's just amazing. And you guys know out there, for someone who's really passionate about comic books and statues and anything related to this geekdom, man, and just taking a long hiatus, for me to come back, it's just such nostalgia and such love. And like I said, this is such a big passion of mine. And to be able to come back like this, man, it's just amazing, man. I really
Well, that's
love
why I keep a tight circle of people that I trust, that are
very
friends, that are
true.
loyal.
That's
I
very
don't
true.
just have anybody on the show. I don't kowtow to anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to
Right.
pander to anybody. Trust me, my DMs are so full of people trying, hey, I can be on your show or promote this
Yeah.
or this, that, and the other. I mean, even
Right.
Skybound reached out to me and everything, and I was like, and everything has an agenda. But if I don't like it, if I don't feel comfortable in doing it, then I won't do it. I mean, so
Absolutely, absolutely,
that's
man.
they always say collect what you love. Well, do what you love. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely, brother.
if the people kept on coming, I mean, we're 80 away from 8,000. I mean, it's slowly getting.
Oh.
If you guys don't get me to 8,000, if you're gonna get us to 8,000
80?
subs, 8,000.
I'm gonna share this on the street somewhere, man. I'm gonna go in town and just say, just subscribe to this.
Buy some
Get 80
billboards.
people, man.
Yeah.
Just hey, can you
8,000
subscribe, please?
subs, and then I'll stick around. How's that sound?
Sounds good. 80 more subs,
Perfect.
and Tim is gonna
80.
stick around, guys. Help
Share
us
it
out
to your
here.
grandmother, your niece,
Trust
your
me,
nephew.
when we hit
Okay.
8,000 subs,
I will get
I'm gonna give
Oliver and
away-
Leia back here to subscribe. Okay, I'll make
I'm
them their
gonna-
own
Are they
account
there,
just to
Marty?
subscribe.
Are they behind you?
No, they're not behind me right now.
Oh.
They're off doing their own thing. They're probably with their mama.
yeah. So I mean, it's been a long journey, but everything has to come to an end eventually. What am I going to be 70 years old? But is it 8,000 subs by what's a reasonable time? The end of-
2027.
What? Are you crazy?
That's reasonable. Then you can't
2020
leave.
Now you
Yeah.
just mess.
80,
messing
he's
with
talking
me 'cause
about
she does
80.
well.
Let's do it by the end of the year, Tim. We can get 80 by the end of the year.
By
brother.
December, we can do that.
Yeah, we can get it by the end of the year, man.
All
That's,
right.
that's not a problem.
All
We'll
right.
get it. We'll get it,
All
brother.
right. Laura,
I'll
any
get it
last
too.
words?
You can't leave. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Marty, any last words?
Highlights of my week, brother. Thank you again. I know it's sad to say, but highlight of my week.
Not. It's hot on my week
Great
too.
show.
It really is.
As
Love
long
it.
as
I
we can
love it.
bring laughter.
Laura, so great to
and-
meet you. It's so wonderful to be on the show with you finally, too. Love
Thanks,
it.
Marty.
You guys
Likewise.
may take over the channel one day, very soon.
Mm-mm.
I for Laura, Marty, and JB, this is Tivo telling you to keep digging in them long boxes. We'll see you Tuesday for the CovrPrice Top 10. Peace out.
Yes. Bye.
Shake and make it, pull it back.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's three greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all
I've not heard of. Laugh it up, buzz, 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 buzz.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is update.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is update. In this, you shall know that the Lord is update.
What the heck is the deal? I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is update.
What's in the box?